In the deep forests of Africa and the open grasslands beyond, two worlds exist side by side, but rarely ever meet. One belongs to the silent strength of the jungle, ruled by a powerful silverback gorilla. The other belongs to the open plains, where lions dominate as skilled and fearless hunters. These two creatures were never meant to cross paths. But one year, everything changed. A harsh drought swept through the jungle. Fruit became scarce, trees stopped producing as they once did, and survival became more difficult. A silverback gorilla, whom we'll call Cargo, was forced to make a decision he had never made before. To protect his family, he moved beyond the safety of the dense forest, stepping into unfamiliar territory in search of food. Without realizing it, he had entered the edge of lion territory. One afternoon, as Cargo and his small family fed quietly near the boundary between jungle and grassland, he sensed danger. At the same time, two male lions caught an unfamiliar scent and moved toward it. They approached slowly, cautiously, unsure of what they were about to face. Cargo didn't run. Instead, he stood tall, raised his massive body, and began beating his chest. The sound was deep and powerful, echoing across the land like a warning. It wasn't fear, it was a message. The lions stopped. They had never seen or heard anything like this before. Cargo stepped forward again, making it clear that he would not back down. After a tense moment, the lions chose to retreat. There was no fight, no attack, just a silent understanding that this was not ordinary prey. But the encounter didn't end there. Later that day, a group of lionesses, led by an experienced matriarch, tracked Cargo's scent. They moved like shadows, surrounding his family with the precision of skilled hunters. This was no longer curiosity, this was a calculated assessment. Cargo realized immediately that the danger had escalated. This time, he didn't charge. He didn't try to fight. Instead, he slowly guided his family backward, placing himself between them and the lions. Step by step, he created a barrier, protecting them while moving them toward the safety of the jungle. The lionesses watched closely. They advanced, but they didn't attack. They understood the risk. A full-grown silverback gorilla was not easy prey. One wrong move could mean serious injury. And in the wild, even a small injury can be deadly. Eventually, Cargo and his family disappeared into the dense forest. The lions stopped at the edge. They did not follow. Both sides had learned something important. Days later, a younger, more aggressive male lion returned alone. He wasn't cautious like the others. He wanted to prove himself. When he saw Cargo, he didn't hesitate, he charged. This time, Cargo stood his ground. The collision was immediate and violent. Dust flew into the air as strength met strength. The lion bit, the gorilla struck back with powerful blows. It was intense, raw, and dangerous. But within minutes, it became clear. This fight had no easy winner. Both were injured. Both were exhausted. And finally, the lion stepped back. Not in fear, but in realization. This wasn't prey. This was a risk. From that moment on, everything began to change. The lions avoided the dense forest, where the gorillas held the advantage. The gorillas stayed away from the open grasslands where lions ruled. An invisible boundary formed between them, shaped not by instinct, but by experience. Even within the lion pride, the encounter had consequences. Some saw caution as weakness, while others saw it as intelligence. Leadership shifted over time, but one lesson remained clear. Every battle is not worth fighting. Cargo, too, had changed. He became more alert, more strategic. He understood the dangers of the boundary zone and chose safety over risk. His family survived, and in the wild, survival is the greatest victory. Over time, a strange balance formed. Not friendship, not peace in the human sense, but understanding. The jungle and the grassland remained separate, yet connected by an unspoken agreement. Each side knew the cost of crossing that line. And in the end, the story wasn't about who was stronger. It was about who understood the situation better. Because sometimes, the greatest power isn't in fighting and winning. It's in knowing when not to fight at all.